In December 2010, police searching for missing 24-year-old Shannon Gilbert instead discovered 4 bodies wrapped in burlap along Ocean Parkway near Gilgo Beach. The discovery would uncover a serial killer who had been operating for over a decade, and it would take 13 more years and modern forensic breakthroughs to finally catch him. In 2026, Rex Heuermann, a 62-year-old Manhattan architect, pleaded guilty to murdering 7 women in what became known as the Gilgo Beach serial killer case. 13 years after Shannon Gilbert's disappearance sparked the initial search, investigators finally caught a break. In February 2022, a team of federal, state, and local investigators joined forces to launch the Gilgo Beach Homicide Investigation Task Force. According to court documents, investigators began a comprehensive review of every item of evidence in the case. What they found would crack the case wide open. The breakthrough came from witness testimony about a vehicle. A pimp connected to murder victim Amber Costello identified a first-generation Chevrolet Avalanche as the truck he believed Costello's killer drove. The distinctive green pickup was rare enough that investigators could trace its ownership through registration records. In March 2022, detectives linked Rex Heuermann to a first-generation Chevrolet Avalanche registered to him during the time of the murders, matching the vehicle reported by the witness. The witness also remembered the driver's imposing physical appearance, a 6'4" man who looked like an ogre. Heuermann matched that description. Once we got that car, who it was connected to, that's when the investigation got legs, Suffolk County Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison told the Daily News. But investigators needed more than witness testimony and vehicle registration. They needed DNA evidence that would stand up in court. The surveillance operation began immediately. For months, detectives watched Heuermann's every move, waiting for the perfect opportunity to collect a DNA sample without alerting him. That opportunity came in the form of a discarded pizza crust. Police identified Heuermann via DNA from the pizza crust, which matched a hair left on another victim's body. But the DNA breakthrough extended beyond that single match. Authorities had recovered hairs found with each of the victims years earlier, but the technology available in 2010 couldn't extract usable genetic profiles from degraded samples. By 2022, forensic science had advanced. Investigators were able to test those hairs with more sophisticated methods, extracting genetic profiles from evidence that had been sitting in storage for over a decade. The investigation expanded beyond Heuermann himself. In July 2022, 11 bottles were collected from a trash can outside the Heuermann home and sent for mitochondrial DNA testing. DNA profiles generated from the bottles were tested against hair samples recovered on the remains of Megan Waterman and Amber Costello. Results found that Heuermann's wife could not be excluded from either of the female hairs recovered on those victims' remains. The digital evidence was equally damning. FBI analysts compared cell site data from the victims' cell phones against data from 7 prepaid, anonymous burner phones allegedly used by Heuermann to communicate with each victim. Then, shortly after the death of the victim, he would get rid of the burner phone, investigator Tierney told reporters. Over the course of the investigation, detectives located multiple online accounts and burner phones linked to Heuermann, held under fictitious names and used for illicit activities. What investigators found in those accounts revealed the true scope of Heuermann's predatory behavior and provided the final pieces of evidence needed to bring him to justice after more than a decade of hunting Long Island's most elusive serial killer. With all that digital evidence and DNA linking Heuermann to multiple victims, do you think he would have eventually been caught even without the witness identifying his green Chevrolet Avalanche? Drop your answer in the comments below. But the evidence trail investigators uncovered revealed something even more chilling about Heuermann's methods. On July 13, 2023, Heuermann was arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of second-degree murder in connection with the deaths of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. Authorities arrested Heuermann outside his office in Midtown Manhattan, ending his double life as a respected Manhattan architect. When arrested, Heuermann was in tears and denied wrongdoing. The arrest was just the beginning. Detectives spent more than 12 days searching his yard and home, where they found a basement vault that contained 279 weapons. But the most chilling discovery came from his computer. Investigators found what they described as a blueprint for the killings, a series of checklists with reminders to limit noise. clean the bodies, and destroy evidence. A planning document outlined a strategy for future killings, how to dispose of a body, avoid apprehension, and not leave DNA evidence, along with what supplies may be needed to carry out serial murder. As investigators continued examining evidence with advanced forensic techniques, the scope of Heuermann's crimes expanded far beyond the original charges. In January 2024, Heuermann was charged with the murder of Maureen Brainerd Barnes, who disappeared in 2007. On June 6, 2024, Heuermann was arraigned and charged with the murders of Jessica Taylor, killed in 2003, and Sandra Costilla, killed in 1993. Costilla's murder had not previously been linked to the Gilgo Beach serial killings. This development extended the timeline of the case back to the early 1990s, much earlier than previously believed by investigators. The Sandra Costilla case was particularly significant. Costilla, whose body was found in North Sea, Long Island in 1993, had long been considered the likely victim of convicted killer John Bittrolff, though her death was never definitively tied to him. Authorities said it was only after Heuermann's arrest and the re-examination of evidence using newer forensic methods that investigators were able to connect her case to him. Heuermann had been killing for at least 17 years, from 1993 to 2010. The investigation revealed a disturbing pattern in Heuermann's methodology. His wife and children were out of state during each of the periods when the killings are believed to have occurred. This wasn't coincidence, it was calculated. Heuermann had deliberately planned his murders around his family's absence, maintaining his facade as a devoted husband and father while systematically targeting vulnerable women. On April 8, 2026, Heuermann pleaded guilty to the 7 murders with which he had been charged and admitted to committing an 8th murder, Karen Vergata, for which he was not previously charged. In some plea deals, prosecutors negotiate with a defendant to reduce the prison sentence in exchange for a guilty plea. But that did not occur here. There was no negotiation with regards to numbers, so it was basically like, we'll continue to work this case. Investigator Tierney said, the reason why this case pled guilty was because it was the defendant's decision to do so. The case that began with Shannan Gilbert's disappearance and the discovery of 4 bodies in December 2010 had finally reached its conclusion. Heuermann is expected to be sentenced to 3 consecutive sentences of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole and a consecutive sentence of 100 years to life imprisonment. After 13 years of investigation, advanced DNA technology, digital forensics, and relentless detective work had brought justice to the families of at least 8 victims. Subscribe for more solved cold cases and watch our DNA forensics breakdown next.